Hello, and welcome to Learning with Lee, where we discuss nature and wildlife on Kiowa Island. I'm your host, Lee Bundrick, Land Preservation Coordinator for the Kiowa Conservancy. Today we will be discussing the Groundwater Table Study, a collaborative effort between the town of Kiowa Island, the Kiowa Conservancy, and the College of Charleston. The goal of this project is to create a network of wells throughout Kiowa to better understand seasonal fluctuations in the groundwater table and monitor for saltwater intrusion, both of which have a tremendous impact on the survival of the maritime forest. We will show you the process of installing a monitoring well and how we are collecting data during our site visits. The well we have installed in this video will be on the western portion of the island and located in Wando's series soils, which are commonly found near the marshy areas on Kiowa Island. This well will join 14 other wells installed previously this year. To begin the process, we choose a site and begin digging using a hand auger to manually drill into the soil. Soil is removed from the auger every 4 to 6 inches and placed to the side. Once the groundwater table has been reached, another set of equipment is used to dig further. Groundwater on Kiowa Island is usually found within 2 to 3 feet of the soil surface, especially in lower elevations. Once hand augering is done, a casing is placed into the hole to continue boring. The casing is a covered metal tube that prevents the soil from caving in on the well as we dig deeper underground. Each interconnected casing is 1 meter or 3 foot in length. This boring kit can reach up to 5 meters underneath the surface of the soil. A platform is placed on top of the casing so that a dig crew member can stand on top and apply downward pressure during the drilling process. The crew member uses a baler to dig deeper into the ground by loosening the soil underneath the boring tip by disturbing the sandy soil at the bottom. As you dig deeper, the casing begins to sink, requiring an additional casing to be attached to the drilling apparatus. Soil samples from the boring process are periodically taken for further analysis. During the dig process, the soil is also judged based on several characteristics, including color. A Munsell color book is used to judge these colors. This is used to note changes in the soil at varying depths. The soil that is being dumped from the baler further along in the installation process is far more saturated than the initial soil dug from with the hand auger at the beginning. In some areas along the northern portion of the island, a gray clay layer can be encountered. This is likely remnants of an ancient marsh that has since been covered up by layers and layers of soils over the years. These layers of soils were formed by the gradual progradation of Kiowa Island over several millennia. Evidence of this seaward movement of the shoreline can be shown by the fragments of shells that are present in the soil. This is commonly referred to as shale hash and can contain many small and large shells. Some of these shells in this area have been dated to around 3,800 to 4,500 years old, and in some areas they can be up to 21,000 years old, especially near Rhett's Bluff. After we reach our final depth, we then move to install the well screen. The well screen looks like an ordinary PVC pipe but contains many 1/64th inch incisions along the entire 10 foot. The well screen allows for water to enter the well while preventing sediments from entering as well. The next step involves removing the casing from the drill site. This involves lifting up the casing while the well screen is held stationary by another crew member. It is crucial that the well screen stays below the surface of the soil to prevent clogging and contamination that happens over time. As each casing is removed, sand is placed within the casing to act as a filter for the well screen and allow for the well to be stable within the ground. After all 5 casings are removed, researchers use bentonite clay to form a watertight seal around the top of the well to prevent contamination over time. Lastly, a locking plug is placed at the top of the well to keep out debris and prevent tampering of the equipment. Below the plug are 2 holes used to attach monitoring equipment that gathers data remotely. A week later, the wells are flushed with a smaller baler to remove any remaining sediments. It would then be considered a functioning well. Current monitoring efforts of our functional wells require the researchers to physically visit the sites to collect data. During a site visit, the temporary cap is removed from the well to provide access to the groundwater. A probe attached to a length of tape measure is deployed into the well to gather water table depth, conductivity, and temperature. When the researcher places the probe into the well and encounters groundwater, the spool gives off a loud beep, indicating that there is moisture. The depth shown on the tape measure is then recorded for later analysis. This equipment also measures temperature and conductivity, commonly used to calculate salinity in units similar to parts per thousand. For this project, measurements are taken at the surface of the groundwater and throughout the well at 1 foot increments. This data is also recorded for later analysis. In the next few months, the monitoring wells will be installed with a probe that continually takes these measurements without the researcher frequently visiting the site. Thanks for joining us as we explore the groundwater table research project on Kiowa Island. Join us again next time for another episode of Learning with Lee.